So I'm Alex, or should I say Mr. Pitcher, and I teach English and history from on the secondary school. Currently 7 to 11 I'm teaching. Yeah, I grew up just in Ferntree Gully, and I went to school at Southwood at the old Maidstone campus before it all moved over here. I've got mum and a dad. They run they're osteos, so they run an osteo clinic, and I've got an older sister who also went to school here. I suppose when I think about childhood, I think about family holidays to Port Fairy down near Warrnambool. Um, yeah, beach holiday, fishing. And I suppose when I think about childhood, I've got really fond memories of school as well. Yeah, I've got really fond memories of being at Southwood because I was at Southwood from primary school through till the end of high school. And I've, I think what I love about it is I've got friends that I went to primary school with. We were friends all the way through school. And 10 years later, they were at my wedding at the start of this year. In normal times, a weekend looks like catching up with friends, going out for a nice dinner with my wife, and some strength training. Strength training is a big hobby for me, big interest for me, and it's been really frustrating that I haven't been able to do that for the last 6 months. My favourite thing about being a teacher is being able to help someone believe in themselves a bit more. And I think that's why I became a teacher. I realised as a child, as a teenager even, I wasn't really believing in myself as much as I probably could have been. Wasn't as confident in myself as I could have been. So yeah, that's absolutely a highlight for me is when I've got a student that really doesn't believe in themselves, really doesn't think they can achieve what they need to achieve, and helping them find the way to achieve something they never thought they could. Teaching itself, it's hugely rewarding, the face-to-face stuff, being in a classroom with students, but there is a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes at home, and sometimes that takes up time with family and friends, but it's all worth it in the end, and that's why holidays are just as sweet for students as it is for me. In 20 years' time, I imagine I'm still going to be teaching. What I would like to achieve in 20 years' time is I've been writing a novel probably since I was about 19, and I would like to just finish it, try to get it published. Can't tell you about the novel, but it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've always enjoyed writing, and I would like to say I've tried writing a novel, tried at least before. I think if I was going to give myself advice as a year 7 student, I think I'd tell myself to believe in myself a bit more. I think I'd say just be confident, more confident in who you are. Probably stop worrying about what everyone thinks of you. Stop worrying what others think about what you say, and probably just enjoy living in the moment a bit more. I was always worrying about tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Just being a bit more mindful and enjoying each day as it comes. In terms of coping through this current sort of uncertain time with COVID, I think I'm just trying to do the best I can, just like everyone else is. I'm quite fortunate that I'm currently living back with my parents. My wife and I got kicked out of our apartment, so we're living back with mum and dad for the time being, which I was really anxious about, but it's actually been really nice just to have quality time with them. Had a lot of more time to myself now, but it's nice to have time with mum and dad now. But I think it's just staying positive as much as possible. In terms of significant life moments, getting married at the start of the year is a big one, and it's even more sort of bittersweet now that it was one of the last times I saw certain friends before the COVID lockdowns. Traveling is a big interest for me too. I love to go travel, and going to certain places. So being in the Sahara Desert was an amazing experience. Going to Jerusalem. As a history teacher, as someone with a passion for history, going to Jerusalem was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. In terms of emotional experiences, I guess a challenge as I got older was realizing that the people that you think are going to be best friends with you for the rest of your life, you realize that maybe that's not going to be the case. So, some people that you were friends with um, from high school, from 13 years old, it's difficult and challenging when you realize, well, you just grow into different people, and that's certainly a real learning experience. Just realizing how much people change for the better or for the worse. I believe it's really important that everyone's looking after themselves right now. So I'm always checking in with my friends to make sure that they're okay. So I reckon everyone, please make sure you're checking in on your friends and family, um, being an ear for them to talk to, like genuinely um, showing that you're interested in finding out how they're feeling and how they're coping. Things will get better, and I guess we'll just try to stay as positive as we can for the time being.